Hello, everyone, and welcome to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. I am your host, Kevin Reid, and welcome to the review of the brand new science fiction erotic thriller, Soulmate. And this is serving as a spinoff to the horror film Megan, which came out a few years ago. And then there was Megan 2.0, which was not good, but if you want to be honest with you, part one, Megan wasn't the greatest thing, but it was decent. It was cheesy and corny, but it leaned into that, and you appreciated it for that. At least I did. I appreciated Megan. Megan 2.0, not so much. But this is a spinoff of that film franchise, and is serving as the third installment of that franchise. And it is directed and co-written by Kate Doolan, and it stars Lily Sullivan, who you may know from Evil Dead Rise. She was the sister in that film. Loved Evil Dead Rise. She's the android in this film. Starring alongside of her is David Rosdell and Claudia Dumit, who you may know from The Boys and the real-life wife of Jack Quaid, her co-star in The Boys. And this is once again produced by Jason Blum and James Wan. And I was curious about this film for obvious reasons. Number one, yeah, Megan. I enjoyed Megan, the first one, so I wanted to see a different take on it. And number two, why did they release it on demand? They ain't even attempt to put it in theaters or even put it on Peacock or anything like that. No, it was on demand. And I'm like, okay, why? It's just weird. Is it that bad? If it was that bad, it would go straight to Peacock or something like that. But they decide to throw it on demand. All right, cool. And my third and final reason, I wanted to see a adult adaptation of Megan, so to speak. Let's see what happens when you strip away the camp and the cheese and just make a flat out erotic thriller. And so let's see. All right. Well, we jump into the movie, and immediately right off the bat, okay, this is a different movie. There is sex throughout this film. Not nudity, not gratuitous sex, but it's heavy sexual themes in this film. I mean, basically this android is a sex doll with mechanical parts. It that's all it is. And now that I think about it, I mentioned that Claudia Dumet is married to Jack Quaid, and now she's in this movie, and then Jack Quaid was in Companion last year with pretty much the similar premise, the same thing. So it's weird that they star in competing films with the similar theme, I guess you could say. But bringing up Companion, I liked Companion. I really liked Companion. I felt it kind of fell apart in moments, but overall, I enjoyed it. It was a good watch. I got midway through Soulmate, and I was like, man, they messed up. They should have stuck this in theaters. This is what I wanted from Megan. Not the sex stuff, but the homicidal side of this AI android being. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see more kills, and it has plenty of kills in here. I mean, brutal kills in here. And then the performance by Lily Sullivan was spot on, perfect. I thought she killed it, no pun intended. She really did a fantastic job as this android. Absolutely loved her. She was sexy when she needed to be sexy. She was frightening when she needed to be frightening, all while holding on to this blank AI expression on her face the entire time. Never did she break. Never once did she break it. I draw similarities, and in no way am I comparing, but I draw similarities to Robert Patrick from Terminator 2 as the liquid metal Terminator, where he never broke. You know, he was this killing machine that had no facial expressions throughout the film. Very, very scary, especially going up against somebody like an Arnold Schwarzenegger, who dwarfs him in size, but yet and still he was more intimidating than Arnold Schwarzenegger because of his expression. And now, same thing here, just not to that degree, you know, because once again, she had to be a sex bot, so she couldn't look menacing. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a blank stare. And it was so haunting. Yeah, man. I was like, wow, but I'm all on board with this, man. This could be the movie. This is the one they should build the franchise around. That was me midway in. And then unfortunately, the rest of the movie happened. This movie fell apart in epic purport. I've never seen a movie fall apart like this. And it's so heartbreaking because you had it there. You had it in the bag. This was a good movie. And then we get to the third act and it just, I don't know. I can't tell you what this movie turned into. I mean, I'm not avoiding spoilers here or nothing like that because it's really nothing to spoil. It is nothing of any interest happened. Nothing was resolved. No character had an arc. There was nothing. It was nothing. No consequences to actions. Nothing. And the movie just went off. And you're like, what is this? They had too much. There was too much death. Too much involvement from outside sources. I'm talking like police and civilians. I mean, a baby got kidnapped in this movie. People had their penises crushed in this movie and left on the street. It's like, what is going on? It was so much going on to whereas there were no ramifications to what the stuff that took place. No accountability at all. And I was blown away by that. I was blown away. But it's par for the course when it comes to this franchise, though. It's like looking at Megan, and Megan was really good. It was good. Decent. I ain't gonna say really good. It was decent. And they dropped the ball with part 2, taking it away from the horror and going into this action, this Terminator 2 ripoff that they tried to do with Megan 2. And it's like, what are you doing? You had something going here. People actually enjoyed Megan. Why would you change? Why? And the same thing here. The movie was enjoyable for, I would say, 60%. The first 60% of this movie, I was so locked in. And then it just poof, like a different movie happened. It was like, what? Am I watching the same movie? It's so frustrating. It's disappointing on so many levels. And what makes it even sadder, I wasn't even expecting nothing from the movie. I just wanted a decent watch. And I was getting more than that, only to be let down. It's like having a kid. If for those of you who are parents, and your child is begging for a cookie or something, a snack, and you hand the snack, and they start to unwrap it and whatnot, and right before they put it in their mouth to eat, you snatch it out their hand and go throw it in the trash. That kid is gonna scream and holler and kick on the floor like, what the hell just happened? And that's exact. I'm the little kid on the floor right now. It's, man, so disappointing. You wasted a real good performance by Lily Sullivan. And you wasted, actually, all of the performances were pretty good. David Reinsdale, he had a real good performance, really, really good performance. Claudia Dumet, she was good. Everybody was good. There was one annoying character in the movie, but he wasn't in it long. The black, ironically, the black guy, the one black guy in this, the one black guy in this movie, really annoying. And he was introduced early on, and I'm like, my God, I hope they don't spend the whole movie with this guy, and he just disappears, and we don't see him again till the final scene of the movie. I'm like, thank God. And then when he came back in the final scene, he was back to being annoying. It was like that character had no business being in the movie. It was a pointless character, to be honest with you. Wasn't there to move the story forward. Wasn't there for comic relief. Wasn't there for expedition. He wasn't there for no reason, just to be there. I don't know why. But anyways, they wasted. This was a waste. A complete and utter waste. Soulmate gets a letter grade of a D. I mean, the only thing that saved it from the F, like I said, the great performance by Lily Sullivan. I thought she was fantastic, phenomenal. I know this is gonna be crazy. I'm probably just spitting whatever, but I think this was like a star-making performance by her. I mean, it was really, really good. Even though she's been in some good stuff, she's been in Monolith, like I said, Evil Dead Rise, and a few things I saw her popped up in. But she is really, really good. To say this is a starring role, the movie hinges on her, and she put the movie on her back. Unfortunately, they put too much for her to bear. She couldn't save this movie from what we got. But that's my opinion. I would love to know, what did you think of Soulmate? Did you check it out, or are you like, man, I'm out on Megan movies altogether? I can't blame you. But it was, I would say, the first half of the movie for certain was great. I was all in on this, man. It was like a throwback erotic thriller, going back to Basic Instinct and Fatal Attraction and all this. Those type of movies, they really drew inspiration from those. And when they were sticking to that, the movie was working. When they decided to go and walk their own path, that's when they messed up. They stepped into quicksand and sunk. But that's my opinion. I would love to know yours. You can look up the show on the kbradionetwork.com website. Subscribe to the website where you can be notified of new episodes dropping and listen to previous episodes as well. You can also subscribe to the KB Radio Network channel on YouTube and like this video while you're there. Don't forget about the 4 stars, the reviews, and sharing this show if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you are currently listening to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. Everybody, thank you for joining me for this review of Soulmate. I want you all to know that I love you, continue to love everyone, and until we speak again, you all be blessed.